Yeah, we were just talking about the Israel-Palestine conflict because we are all experts here. Gabby is a big, what are you, a pally head?
I guess I'm like an Izzy head, Pally head equal.
Yeah.
I understand both sides, and listen, whoever likes me more, I'll be over there.
Hey, to quote Joe Crocker, why can't we be friends? Wait, is that War or Joe Crocker?
I think it's Joe
Health.
Crocker.
Yeah,
I think it's Joe.
I'm also a rock and roll historian.
I'm
okay?
what's it called? Audiophile. Could you imagine? I think it's so. If you know the name of every song and the person who sang it, I think that's the most embarrassing thing in the world.
Dude, funny enough, I kind of do that.
Yeah, but you're a DJ. Like, that is your actual job. If you're just a
Yes.
layman on these streets,
Then I'm like,
naming
why aren't you
songs-
monetizing this? It's like, if you're a hot girl and you're not a sex worker, I'm like, what are you, stupid? I'm just
What are you,
kidding.
stupid?
Just kidding.
Use that body for something.
I know. I mean, come on.
When you said Billie Eilish, have you seen her new boyfriend?
I have, but I can't think of what he looks like right now.
He looks like a real piece of shit pervert type.
Hell yeah. Hot.
Yeah.
In a hot way.
Literally
I
your
think so.
type, Gabby.
Yeah.
Gabby
I
only
love-
dates guys with like gold teeth and like maybe Nazi tattoos. Where I'm like, why do they have so
Yeah.
many tattoos?
And they they want to get it removed because I'm a Jew, but I'm like, no, keep it because I feel scared.
Yeah, that's like a good dynamic.
It's so hard to look at myself right now and be like, okay, I look amazing. And actually try to have a conversation. I can't.
No, this is like a Zoom. It's like a Zoom where like you just are looking at yourself
And you're
really
like-
like you're supposed to look at the other people in it and you're like, I will just focus. During my therapy sessions, I do it all on like telehealth, the Zoom.
same.
And I'm like, don't even know how my therapist looks like.
No.
She's a vague shape. I don't even know. I'm just looking at myself and I'm like, I think I'm a little too gesticular with my hands. I should really work on that. That's what I'm working on. I'm not working on
Nothing mental.
interpersonal issues emotionally. I'm just like, I do this thing with my mouth that I find grotesque.
Yeah.
And,
Do you think, Rachel, shout out to my therapist, do you think I should get filler or what are you seeing?
I heard of this thing Morpheus. She's like, I'm not a dermatologist. I'm like, yeah, but like, it would really, I'm paying you to tell me that I don't need that. That I'm so
Do you
beautiful.
think I'm ugly? Right off the bat. Immediately. Can I have a sip of your water?
Of course. Oh
The
my God,
podcast
please.
started, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please. Liam's drinking a tall black coffee iced like he's a fucking NYPD officer who was a first responder in 9/11.
Yeah,
like,
that's a
I
real
am.
grizzled move of you.
why are you so like why do you need that much caffeine?
I don't know. It just makes me feel anything at all.
Like a union sheetrocker. That's
Yeah.
what you look like right now.
I do. My diet is like a guy that is doing hard labor construction, making $50 an hour, but
Just
getting
meat
up at
and
3
bread.
a.m.
What do you
Yeah.
eat normally, Liam? What's your diet?
Goldfish is a
Literally,
staple.
fuck yeah. But the Flavor Blast ones?
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
That's
a simple man.
Okay, turns out I don't like Liam.
Yes, he's a simple man. He's like a communist. He's all like, I don't deserve that.
No,
Yeah.
I like
if not
no
all
flavor.
the people can have it, then I will not.
I like chalk shaped like fish in my mouth.
I do. That's like my number one thing. That, fucking bagels.
Cool.
Great.
Fuck with bagels. And then
He loves. Got him a bacon, egg, and cheese the other day. He like woke up to one, and I was like, because I
awesome.
know that he's gonna love. I just know
Yeah.
you look like a man built of bacon, egg, and cheese.
Are you guys
Yeah.
dating?
No.
No.
Oh, wow. I don't
dude,
know
we're
why.
like 3 for 3 on that. Nobody's ever said that to us until we got to New York.
Well, just the way I never thought it until you were like, I will come up with a bagel. And I was
That's
like,
true.
okay, that's your husband. My friends will never get that treatment.
No, I took a red eye in and then slept at Nina's apartment for like 3
My
hours.
boyfriend
Okay.
and I's apartment,
Yes.
who is
Yes.
not Liam.
Let that be
It's kind of an
clear.
insult to you.
Let
No,
that be
I don't know.
perfectly
I just
clear.
realized I apologize that I had such a strong reaction, Liam, because she's like, "Are you guys dating?" And I was like, "No, God, no."
I'd kill myself.
What do you think I am? Wait, so am I ugly?
Oh, okay. Okay. Rachel.
Wow, Rachel, I hope you're listening. Am I ugly? I'm
I
just
say
kidding,
my
Liam.
therapist by her name.
No, Liam, you do get hit on because you get negged a lot, and I know that that's symptomatic of like a hot girl not knowing what to do to like hit on somebody because she's never the aggressor. And so they'll do little jabby things And it's because, like, first of all, you're cute.
Liam.
You are.
Hey, come
You're very
on.
cute, and you're
Thanks.
tall, and you're very talented and very funny.
This is nice. You're saying nice things.
Okay,
right
You are my
Liam's a
son.
star.
I know he is. He's a star, but
now. I am tall. I'll give you that one.
That's a
But-
big thing.
Yeah,
To be
it's
tall,
huge.
you could be dumb as a rock. You could literally not speak. You
Yeah.
could be deaf, dumb, blind.
But you're
and if you're
6'5".
tall, no one will even notice.
It's all I had in college was just being tall, and it was enough.
It
was
gets
plenty.
pussy.
It was
It's more than enough.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, though, I do think shorter guys have prettier faces. Usually, like we're talking 5'7", 5'8". They usually are more handsome technically. Usually that's why they're all actors. That's why short guys are actors. They have
Oh.
usually they have prettier faces. Because sometimes guys get a little too tall, where you're like, they got that Michael Phelps kind of weird looking, like
That dumb face.
Your fucking your ears are like 6 inches long.
I
dude.
like that.
I don't like, okay, like Adam Driver, they're like, everyone's like, he's so hot. I'm like, we as benevolent women, we think he's hot because he's a talented actor who's very interesting and dynamic. If he was just a guy at a bar, I mean, granted, yes, we'd fuck him, but we wouldn't be like, he's so hot. You'd be like, yeah, he looks like he suffers from gigantus, like whatever, like that disease.
Like his bones are too big for his skin.
Oh, like he will die at the
love
age
him.
he'll die at the age of 50, like a Great
Yeah.
Dane dying earlier because it's like the blood can't flow to every part of his body.
Yeah. I think he looks like so many shapes at once. Do you know what I mean? But that's my type. I like someone who looks like they got hit with a baseball bat.
He kind of
Really?
looks like
Yeah,
he got
genuinely.
He looks like, have you ever seen those photos of like, hey, if you're having a stroke, this is what things look like?
Mm-hmm.
He kind of looks like that, just like this amalgam of like bizarre shapes that look slightly discernible and recognizable, but you can't put your finger on it.
Yeah, wait, you know that test where it's like a bunch of ink blots on a piece of paper? What's that
The
called?
Rorschach.
He looks like a Rorschach test, honestly. And you're like, I think it's a fountain or a hot guy.
What do you see? A dick. I don't want to fuck.
It looks like the wings of a bat.
Yes.
I don't know.
There's a demonic energy to him that I like.
There is. He looks like he's good in bed.
He was a
Aggressive.
Marine.
Yeah,
I
you see his
know.
Marine picture?
Yeah, so
Yes.
he's killed.
His ears are popping out of his little hat.
It's so ooh, sexy. Yeah,
Little
Gabby,
hat.
you do. I mean, you talk about it in your stand-up, and also we are minor league friends.
Yes.
yes, we are minor league friends. I would
We
say
are.
like closer, like we are friends, acquaintance.
We are friends, but you're
Elevated.
bi-coastal, so that's hard for me to
and you're
work with.
bisexual, and I love erasure. We all know that, so I don't believe you. But
And you don't have to. And that's the best thing. My best friend, Zach Senior, who you know, I think, maybe not, comedian, very funny. He's a gay guy. So he truly believes in his heart you are either straight or gay. There's no in between.
Oh, no, I
Is he
know there's-
blonde?
He's blondish. He's kind of brunette blonde.
He's like a sandy blonde. He's very handsome.
yeah, he's
Is he here?
in this room. No.
No, in New York.
And
He's
can
in New
we
York,
see
he's in
him
New
and
York.
hear him now?
Yeah.
I'm like, Zach, what are you doing here? He just sits down and starts the pod. No, he's a very good looking gay guy, but every time I say I'm bi, he's like, okay.
Okay, I am not of that philosophy. I definitely know that there are bi people because I'm friends with men and women that are 100% bisexual, and more like I would even say sapiosexual.
What is that?
That means that you're attracted to a person.
Oh, I'm not that.
Like Harkness Granger, shout out to Harkness, one of
Shout
my
out.
best friends and also a comedian. He is definitely sapiosexual because he was with a man. He's married to a man for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's been with his wife now for 7 years.
That's wild.
It
I
is
would
a-
marry his wife.
she's incredible.
She's amazing.
Marina Granger,
Oh.
shout out to Marina Granger. She is an artist, therapist, and like curator. Amazing.
She should literally be in the MoMA. Like, there's something about her that is so
chic.
artful.
Yes. Well, was a gallery girl.
Yeah.
So, but
Nailed it.
I say that to say that biness is definitely, but I really think that Harkness is a monogamous that like is very attracted to a human being, like a very specific person. And then that is the thing that educates his sexuality, not the other way around, which I think is more common, which is sexuality comes first, the person comes second. And I think for him, the person comes first, and he is willing to bend his like sexuality in order to fulfill that like attraction.
What
He's a
happened
sex
to just
bender.
It's just like in tits.
Okay.
See, exactly.
I'm so glad you're here to like, I say
Yes.
something so like, kind of like next level, like, I don't know, borderline, shall we say genius? And Liam comes in and goes, yeah, but what about tits? Like, we
What-
can all agree.
What
What
happened
about-
to good old fashioned tits?
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
The
What
whole-
is wrong with this country?
The whole time you were saying that, I was like, damn, that's such a cooler sexuality than just, I like tits. Tits are cool.
That-
You're
but
actually
that's
more of
what
an
I
ass
am.
man, first of all.
You are?
Yes, you're more of an ass man. You said.
I'm more of a sapiosexual type.
I like sapio tits and ass both equally. I would say I am way dumber than that. My issue is that this is my issue. I'm obsessed with guys. I love guys, but I also love tits. And then those are on women.
Okay, Gabby, I think we are the same in this way because I'm not a practicing bi person because I am in a relationship, but I have had a lot of sexual experiences with women, and I would never date a woman. I'm heteroromantic.
No.
I want a man to like date, and I like his attention, and I like that dynamic. But I feel like a toxic man when I say that, like, I just like fucking a woman.
That's how I feel as well. And
they're beautiful.
I would never date a woman because I respect them. And I can't date someone I respect because then I have to pay attention and listen and do stuff for them.
Oh, and there's so many feelings. Like my lesbian friends are like, oh,
It's
the
so
amount
much.
of talking about feelings and just talking. And it's like, oh my God, a man is just so much more two-dimensional in like a really beautiful, refreshing way. Not like in a like you're dumb. It's actually more zen. I actually feel like they're a little more elevated because, you know, simple doesn't necessarily mean easy. It just means, you know, and complex and simple, whatever. Men can be a little bit more simple, and I think that's just like a better way to live, where meanwhile I have intrusive thoughts. I'm constantly spiraling, having fake conversations in my head with scenarios and people that don't ever exist, will never happen.
Yep.
Dudes are doing all that, but I think that we just kind of keep it under the surface a little bit. Some of us.
Yeah,
Like, there's
we're
like,
like, do you want to know what I'm thinking about? Like, you just know what we're...
Frazzled psychopaths.
I would never like start a conversation like, well, I feel while talking to like a girl. Like I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a book called The Female Brain, and it breaks down like the way that women's brains neurologically are built versus the way men's brains are built. And it is like, you know, I'm not a big for like, you know, underscoring the binary, but like, you know, there are things that are, it's chromosomal things. It's
I have no idea what the fuck.
I know, because there's a lot of people that are trans, and like I don't want to, you know, that like, hey, I was born a woman, but I actually really identify with these, you know what I mean? So I don't want to be like women are like this and men are, and that's just like inherent to like, but there are chromosomal things and whatever, fuck it.
I think anyone could be a girl if you have the personality of a girl. I think a guy could be a girl, and I think a girl can be a guy, and that's the binary.
Yes, and a lot of times you're really in between. That's a spectrum, like, you know, you're in between that. But I only bring that book up to say that they say like certain, like women are blessed with things that men are just not naturally blessed with, and men are blessed with things, you know, vice versa,
Like money and
a
dick.
like access and power.
Seems cool.
But women, their ability to express is so much higher, and communicate is like at such a higher level than a man. Like it says specifically that like women have an acquisition of language that men do. Like we are able to think and feel something and then express it pretty succinctly verbally. Like our verbal command is incredible.
I think I'm like that unless I'm in a relationship. I am so bad at communication, and I'm like the guy in the relationship, and the guy is always the girl.
Can you give us an example or elaborate a little more on that?
Like I always date very emotional and sensitive men.
Yuck.
I know.
I literally
know.
be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and I'm like
Ew,
such
I can't.
a hardball bitch where I'm like, what? Get wah. Like that's always me. I'm like, oh, come on with the fucking like, and so it's,
what are you gonna cry now?
what? Did I hurt your fucking feelings?
What
like,
are you gonna cry now?
oh, boo-hoo, bitch. No, it's like, I always date, and I'm horrible at setting boundaries. I'm horrible at communicating how I feel, because I'm just like, can't you just...
No. Can't you just read my mind and just completely know? I know women... the most peace I ever felt was just coming to the realization that men cannot read my mind. And if I just literally directly have to tell them something, because we get so tricky. We get so like, I'm not going to tell him what I'm thinking or feeling. I just want him to intuit it. Like, it's like, that's so, you are doing both of yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
Whereas like, if I'm just like, hey, if you do this, I feel this way, or like, can you do this because it makes me happy? They're like, oh, okay, yes, I want to make you happy. I will do the thing that make you happy. And so that's why Like it's so much you're so much more at ease, and you can just tell them directly. You don't get
Yeah.
offended even. They're just like, okay, sounds good.
No, it's just like, oh, I would have never have gotten that.
And then we would have been
Yeah.
mad at you for something that you didn't know, couldn't control, and the resentment would then turn into a vile poison, and then you would just end up hating the person.
I'm obsessed with resent. I love to feel it, and I love to just grow it within me. It's my
I like
favorite
it too.
thing.
Cultivate.
Yeah.
I love cultivating just toxicity, cultivating
Yeah, I just, like,
resentment.
Ooh.
I love it when it's just something really small. So you are in the right. You have been wrong. And you're like, and then like you let it just alone in your head. You're doing it, and then you tell your friend who was there for the initial thing, like days later, you're like, fuck that guy. I hope he fucking dies.
Yeah. And they're
your
like,
friend's
oh, whoa.
Yeah, he's like, from what, the thing 3 days ago? I'm like, yeah, I've been building that up to something, to a mountain in my head, and I realized, like, yeah,
Yeah.
you just cut me off.
I'm literally like, he rapes children.
Yeah.
And you're
No,
like,
he's a monster.
oh, he didn't open the door for you. I'm like, might as well be Jeffrey Epstein.
Literally. He was on the island. He was on the island. No doubt in my
He was on the
mind.
plane with Chris Tucker, which is always something that we weirdly overstep.
Who's Chris Tucker again?
He was in Rush Hour. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Yes. So he was on the plane. He was on Jeffrey Epstein's plane multiple times with Bill Clinton and Epstein. Like there are flight logs. He was on it. And I'm like, that's so bizarre.
That's what pays. It really pays to be likable in that situation because we're like, oh, we like him. I don't know what to talk about that one.
No, but okay. Also, did he have a career after Rush Hour too?
No. So
no, I think he did something.
Yeah, like fuck a child in a third world country for
Nah,
sure.
like something bad.
I don't think it was-
know.
That's something like
He fucked
normal
like
that
a white kid
celebrities
from
do.
like Connecticut. So
Oh my God. Yeah, that'll actually get you in trouble. He
Yeah.
fucked like a lacrosse player who was like
He did?
9 years old. No.
Oh, I see. I'm like the person who falls for clickbait. I'm
yeah,
like,
no,
he
I
did?
can
What?
see your hair's blonde.
What? Yeah, no, I'm dumb. No, I'm like really smart and really dumb at the same time. It's kind of my brand.
I think that's so charming.
I think I'm smart, and then something will come out of my mouth, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
No,
girl.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I pretend I'm smart all the time. If you
Yeah.
are like an actually like listener of this podcast, I will say things, and if you look them up, you'll be like, this bitch doesn't know what she's talking
Lied.
about.
She literally made that up.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you don't think I'm making shit up all the time? What are you doing? You just stating facts? Like, what are you, the fucking internet? Sorry, I'm a
What are you,
living,
Google?
breathing, beautiful person.
Beautiful, gorgeous, model-less person. I've been doing this new thing where I don't lie about knowing things because like.
Oh, you never, yes, I don't
Yes.
do that shit.
But that's such a girl thing growing up where you just have to pretend like you know everything that's going on because you don't want to seem like an idiot. But now I am so outwardly an idiot.
You're like, I know Tony Hawk is a Scorpio. For
Is he?
sure. No. I don't know. He might be. I'm just saying.
love him.
I do that in conversations all the time where I'm like, I want this conversation to be over, so I'm not gonna. So they're like, do you know like that movie this? And I just go, yes. And then I'm listening to 10 minutes on this from the perspective of someone that
Yeah.
hasn't seen the film. I'm just going, yeah, and then that thing, and then I'm like, okay, and then this conversation's over, and I didn't.
My
have to
new
do
thing
that.
is going, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, no, that's so good.
I
Because,
can't lie anymore.
Well, I think this is more symptomatic of age as opposed to gender because
Gender.
like as when I was young, it's like you just don't want to be dumb. So
Yeah.
you're just like they're like, oh, you know the thing. You're like, yeah, no, oh yeah, I've read it or I've seen it. Like the amount of times I've lied about seeing a movie or reading a book, and
Yes.
now I'm just like, why would I do that? Because then if somebody finds out, because then I think about like when I found out somebody lied about something like that, I'm like, that person's so insecure and lame.
You know
And
what?
you also can
Yeah.
see it in their face.
I always found this interesting in high school when a girl would answer a question. 90% of the time would start with, I don't know if this is right, but, and then
Oh, I hate that.
And a guy would just be like, here's my answer. But I remember being like, why does every girl in this fucking school go, I don't know, but here's, I
Because
don't know.
we are terrified of being wrong because you're like, oh, I knew it, you dumb bitch.
Yeah.
Because we do not have the leeway or the opportunity to make mistakes as much as guys do because
It was a high school classroom, dude.
listen, everything's
No, but it's
political.
true. It actually is true.
It's actually true.
Because we get second guessed all day long.
We're like
But-
so inconfident, like unconfident about things. What's the right one? Is it inconfident or unconfident? I'm not
If I'm
sure.
wrong
Can
or
you tell me?
Yeah.
But we're not as confident about things that we know. You know,
Because no one's confident in us. Boom. End the podcast. It's over.
Gabby dropped the mic and it was impossible because it was under a sandbag. She's actually destroying equipment. Well,
Stop
okay.
looking at myself.
You did bring up something a bit ago that I want to explore
That I
because
love Tony Hawk.
We can talk about that, but it's more so, I mean, it is your type in men because you do have a bit about how 3 men in a row that you've dated literally have gold teeth, like covered in tattoos. Yep. What's up with that?
I really like how it looks.
It's just that's it.
Are these white men?
These are white men. I've dated actually every kind of man, but the last 3 in a row have been white, tattooed,
gold teeth
guys.
What were their careers?
One was a tattoo artist. One was a drummer. What was the other one? Retired football player.
Sick. Can you say who?
No, don't remember his last name. Can't do that. No, yeah, I don't have a very specific type, but just my most recent type has been that. Because I like someone who looks so violent for some reason.
Okay.
I think it's a safety thing.
Do you think it's maybe because your dad is a rock and roll store?
Yeah, but my dad looks like just a nice Jewish boy from North Jersey. So
he looks like he plays in Billy Joel's band.
Yeah, he looks sweetness. My dad looks like a mom, honestly.
Yeah, he looks like a beautiful mom.
He looks like a beautiful
He has cool hair.
Mom.
He's a musician?
He's a musician, and he has long, blonde, curly hair.
And
I mean long.
He plays like at like stadiums and shit.
Yeah, they pop off.
Wait, what's your dad's band's name?
Bon Jovi.
Oh, holy shit. Your dad plays in Bon Jovi?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's hilarious.
Wait, was he in that band forever?
Yeah.
So oh my God. Okay, how did I not know this about you? That's crazy.
I keep it a secret.
Okay.
Until someone asks, and then I can't lie because I can't be like, duh.
So your mom, okay, this makes so much sense because we talked about this the other day, how like whenever there's a rock star and like a gorgeous woman, they literally always have the hottest child. Yeah, no, it's true. Like guys that's why like, it's just true. Like, I feel like that's just true. And so your mom is probably drop dead gorgeous.
She's pretty hot.
Yeah, I know it. I know it in my fucking heart. And your dad is like cool. I mean, he's like handsome, but he's just like a cool guy because he's in a rock and roll band that's huge.
He is a Jew from North Jersey, but we do have the same face. So I actually look more like my dad, if you could imagine that.
He's pretty.
He's a pretty girl.
Yeah, well, that's okay. So, do you feel any connectivity between like the men that you are interested in, and then like?
No, like I wish I dated men like my dad. I'm trying to do that whole thing. I think I date men like my mom.
What's the difference between them two?
Just like my mom's a bad bitch. Do you know what I mean? She runs the house. She runs the world. She is planning everything. Like she's like intense. So I end up with a lot of like intense looking people.
What about is their personality? Because a lot of times when people, their outward appearance doesn't necessarily, it usually will sometimes like be a false flag because they're not actually intense. They like are doing that outwardly. But so do you think their inside matches their outside? Because it sounds like they're weepy little babies.
They are weepy little babies. Maybe I am dating my dad. I don't know. I don't think my dating life is such a mystery because I don't think it has anything to do with my parents. Honestly, maybe the intensity of my mom, but like, no, I just date these like, I think if someone, okay, this is it. I like tattoos. So I'm going to speak to you regardless if I want to fuck you or not, if you have a tattoo.
It's a preference.
There's something
it's hot.
cool about it.
Yeah.
And then if they're obsessed with me, I just kind of let that ride. And people with tattoos are covering up real addiction and self-confidence issues. So they get obsessed. And I like that. I like when someone's just like obsessed with me.
Yeah, I really don't understand when people react negatively to that because I was in the same way when I was much younger. If a guy just even liked me, I'm like, great. Okay. Well, I'll date you for 8 months.
I'll give you a year.
Yeah.
Let's see what you could do.
I don't even like you. You get a year.
You get a year.
But just because they're like, you're really cool and beautiful and smart, I'm like, I need this so bad.
Yeah. You go, okay, I agree.
When you say obsessed with you, what do you mean?
Just like I could do no wrong. I'm amazing.
They like think you're a goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it feels so good.
I don't like people who play hard to get because I think it's annoying.
I'm never interested in guys like that. If a guy's playing hard to get, if he's like like elusive or evasive.
No.
I even if I've never been broken up with in my life, and I've been in long-term relationships, never been dumped. I've been like rejected, you know, like
That's amazing.
Well, no, it's not like at first I used to think like, wow, I'm so cool, but it's really just because I'm actually was like so commitment phobic for so long that if any sign of like somebody slightly turning away, I'd be like, this isn't working out.
Bye.
Bye. Because I'm just like, oh my God, they're like inching away. Like I'm losing them a little bit. I have to be the one that like actually ends it or I'll be devastated.
Got it.
So I've never been, and when I say I've never been dumped, I've never been like had a boyfriend and been dumped by him. I have been, you know, dating a guy for like maybe a few weeks and then he's just either like, is just like, yeah, no. Which I'm like, or like definitely wanted something deeper with somebody. That's usually what it is. I usually have never like graduated to a place with somebody and then they like let me down. It's usually like I'm yearning for more. And he's like, no, I'm not going to go there with you.
Yeah.
So that of course I've had rejection. I'm a human being, but
That's being again.
I'm a human being. Being.
I'm just a human being.
When I was a child, I thought that's what it was.
Where are you from?
Orange County.
California.
No.
There's one in New Jersey.
Oh yeah, and also in Florida. No, from California.
Cool.
Where are you from again?
New Jersey.
Jersey,
Where?
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore.
Monmouth County. Shout out.
Nice.
Land of the Guidos. And me.
Were you ever a Guido growing up?
Yeah, of course.
Wait, for real? What was your look?
I still to this day, not right now, but I do pour self-tanner on myself. Like, I could almost suffocate. You know, in that
Your gym tan laundry.
I'm literally gym tan laundry. Like, I get the accent. Like, we always do accents together because you're an accent girl. But when I go home, I really get the accent.
Let's hear it.
I don't know. I'd have to be drunk or fighting. But I
You
like
can
talk.
just do it like
I
for
like
fun.
talk
You couldn't like
this.
just do it
Yeah.
like if it's talking shit. It's
disgusting,
fun.
like that.
Is honestly vile.
I say horrible.
Oh my God.
I noticed that.
Yeah, you notice that?
Horrible, yeah.
Horrible.
But I'll say that shit too. I'm not from Jersey. I'm just like possessed. My body's a haunted house and just voices come out of
But
it.
same, because that's not my. I'm a tall blonde Jew from the woods, but I grew up with a ton of like little Guidos, so I just became them.
Yeah. Have you seen The Village? That's where you're
Yes.
Oh my God. Honestly, probably one of the worst movies I've
I like
ever
it.
seen because the premise of it was just like, okay, how about we need medicine. Let's send the blind person to search for it. What? I understand whatever. Then you're like, oh, it's just civilization, whatever. If they're like, you guys ruin it. You can't spoil a movie that came out in fucking 1998.
They sent help with her.
No, they didn't.
Wait,
bro.
I never saw this
They
movie.
sent two guys with her, and then they
This
bailed.
movie is an M. Night Shyamalan ding dong.
Came out like 2006 or something.
I was thinking of the movie where all the people are attacking Liv Tyler's house. What's
Honestly,
that called?
obsessed with that movie. It's called The Strangers, and
Yes.
it's so terrible. That movie is incredible and so underrated and bone-chillingly terrifying.
Yeah, I think about that. I saw that once when I was like 14.
Love that
and I
movie.
think about it to this day.
I do too because I've seen it a few times. I think it truly is one of my favorite horror movies because it's so effective.
Yeah.
Like it is. It's also like done. I love like campy horror movies too that are just like stupid.
What does camp mean? I've been seeing this online a lot recently. I don't know what it
So-
means.
Men don't know about camp yet. That's a fun thing.
Camp is
Yeah.
like an overdoing something in order to kind of like do you know John Waters at all? Like Hairspray or anything like or Pink
yeah.
Flamingos. So that's
Or
considered
like Rocky Horror.
Okay.
Yes.
Picture show.
Okay.
It's almost like it's being self-aware of your cheese of like and like
Yeah.
beefing it up because like there's some like bad movies that like they're not aware that they're being bad and these movies are like we're gonna purposefully like ape this style of film so it's camp. I hope I'm giving a correct definition.
Like that new movie Megan is camp.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because
Okay,
it's
that
kind of
makes sense.
they're like roasting themselves as they're doing it.
Yeah.
I
Anyway.
think
That makes
that's
sense.
true. Yeah, and honestly, I know that like online, if we just like put it in Google and like
Yeah.
read a Reddit like description of it would be much more succinct and be like, oh, that makes sense in
Yeah.
one sentence instead of us
Like
meandering
drag is
on.
camp. because
Yes.
they're like amping up a woman to the most extreme degree.
That's a really great example of what camp is.
gotcha.
Yeah, that's a perfect
Lady
example.
Gaga is camp of a pop star.
Okay.
Yes.
She's a campy pop star.
And she's aware that she's doing that.
yeah,
she's
but
like,
Madonna is not.
no.
Madonna's not camp.
No. 'cause
Ariana
she's-
Grande is not.
No.
But Lady
Okay.
Gaga.
Because they're just pure pop stars. Like they are not like they're not like making this grander statement of what it is to be a pop icon, which I think that campiness usually has like a more like an underlying message that's kind of like subliminal
Yeah.
in it, that they're like, oh, we're actually talking about this, but we're gonna do it in this coded way. You know?
Madonna looks like someone cast a spell on her.
Madonna cut off half her face and said to the doctor, make the rest work. What happened?
Dude, she's like a balloon animal. I don't know what
She does look like a balloon
it's
animal.
so sad because like she is so cool and interesting looking, and also like I'm a big fan of her music,
Love
but
her.
also like she's such an underrated actress. Like, dude, her in like League of Their Own.
Never saw it.
Oh, that is incredible, and she's a great actor. She is just like such a dynamic person, and like when you see somebody like cut their face up that much, like I'm not talking about. I'm very for like whatever you want to do, but when you like cut your face the fuck up that much, I'm like,
Yeah.
there's something happening inside.
What's going on, Madonna?
Yeah, Madonna, tell us what's happening.
What's happening with you right now?
Yeah, that's not good. I have another question. Do you have any sisters?
No. Why?
Huh? Because
Yeah.
you said that you look like your dad, and this is what we were talking about. I was like, I wanted to see like what just fascinated.
I have a twin brother. And
Does
I have a
he look
little
like
brother.
you, or is-
trans. Well, trans. Little brother
Your little brother
is trans. We look exactly alike. And then me and my little brother. And then my twin brother, kind of like if you put us on either side of my dad, we look like my dad in different ways. But no one really looks like my mom. Fully.
Interesting. Your dad probably has like the stronger genes in terms of like what
Yeah.
it like looks like. You know
Which
what I
is
mean?
crazy
Looks.
because we were also test tube babies. So we do look like
Are your parents like much older? Did your mom do
No.
like IVF?
yes, but just couldn't get pregnant. So we're test tube babies. So me and my siblings are like a foot taller than the rest of my family.
Oh my God, that's
we're all
why-
naturally blonde.
Okay,
No one
no,
else
you're
is
not.
blonde.
You guys did like CRISPR. You guys are basically eugenics babies.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Jews can do eugenics too.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's not just for the racists out there. That's like reclaiming it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
My mom has dark red hair. My dad has black hair, and my sister and brother are both blonde, and I have like whatever brown hair.
Your hair is like an auburn. It's like your hair I would call a cross between red and dark brown.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Can I see?
Reveal. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's also blondish. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, this is where the thing is. I've been looking at this too now.
It's kind of like your hair is like every color.
Yeah.
It is.
It's all jumbled together.
It's just every single color that exists. Wow, that's so
Yes.
funny. So wait, are you aware of whether or not your genes were manipulated to make you like hot and smart?
No, I hope so. Smart, I mean, if we're looking at my twin brother, I wouldn't. No, I'm kidding. He's fine. No, we're all just, but even my little brother too, because I think it was still like whatever genes were chugging still in my mom, we all came out blonde as hell, light eyes. Both my parents, dark hair, curly hair.
That's
Straight.
bizarre.
What was it like dating at the same time as your twin brother? Like, because
Yeah.
you're probably in the same grade at the same school, I imagine.
Yeah,
So you probably wanted to fuck some of his friends and vice versa.
and I did.
Is that why? Is
My
there
brother
bad
would
blood?
really, really beat the shit out of everyone I made out with. But I kind of found that fun.
Wait, why did he beat the shit? Why did he? Okay, this feels like an underlying sexual tone, but
He goes, "You're evil." It was just like a crazy, chaotic thing where I would make out with a guy, and then my brother would try to fight him, and it was just like it was
Why?
camp. That was
that's camp. Yeah, that
it was
sounds
camp.
camp.
It sounds
Okay.
very campy.
Yeah, but I was pretty chill in high school. Like
What
I
do you
didn't lose
mean,
my virginity
sex-wise?
till I was 18.
Oh, okay.
I cannot stress this enough. Everyone I grew up with was 5'6" Guido. I am
Yeah.
5'10". I was taller than all the guys. Like there was no sluttiness to be had.
I understand. I didn't have any sexual relations with anyone I went to high school with. I did lose my virginity when I was 15, but I outsourced all my dick.
Yeah.
I was like, my dick was all outsourced. It was not coming from, and I went to like a huge high school, and there was not a single person, like 4,000 kids in my high school, legitimately, 1,000 kids in my graduating class. And I only made it, I think one of them maybe touched my pussy. I think I let one of them finger me. But I definitely made out with like.
I think I let one of them finger.
I think I definitely. Oh no, I remember I got fingered to the movie Reservoir Dogs, which is
That's so
cool.
California.
I know it really is. It's like we definitely smoked weed out of like an apple or like a Coca-Cola can.
Yeah,
and then
Arizona
so I like
iced tea.
dry mouth, high anxiety, and I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna get fingered on my friend's mom's sofa because he's letting me hang out with this guy that I'm obsessed with, who like is dumber than dirt,
Yeah.
but he has black hair and blue eyes. So I think that
love
he
that.
is like a god amongst men, and he can do no wrong. He can like be sexist and racist simultaneously. And I'm like, he's so silly.
He just hasn't done his learning yet.
Yeah, no, not even thinking it's pejorative. Just being like, that's Chris. Honey. Sorry, I won't call you that.
That's Chris. He can't get his license because he can drive, but just legally, he can't get his license.
He's done a lot of hate crimes.
No, I did get fingered to Reservoir Dogs as a 14-year-old, but I didn't want to fuck anyone that I went to school with too, which is, I don't know. What is it like being a twin?
Being a twin's cool. It's like a built-in best friend. Okay, I'm adorable. It's the best. And my twin is like very quiet, and like he's like a quiet storm, you know, where I'm very loud.
Then beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah,
to
he's a quiet
touch them.
storm. Yeah. I'm very like loud and outgoing, and he's very quiet, but once you crack him, he's the funniest person on planet Earth. And he does real estate. So
Pretty sweet.
pretty cool, selling houses and shit.
Is he married? Does he have a girlfriend?
He has a girlfriend, and I'm obsessed with her. She's a hairdresser in New Jersey, Little Guido.
Oh my God. Yeah, because I'm thinking
obsessed.
New Jersey hairdresser. And she's like, so what do you want your bangs like? Do you want them like in the front with like them all kind of spiky? Do you want those wet DUI bangs that I do?
Do you want me to scrunch it? You want me to scrunch it?
Do you want it to look like your hair is like, you know, like you got something from like China in the mail and it's all this like weird crunchy kind of paper stuff?
Yeah.
Do you want your hair to look like that? Because I can put so many chemicals in it that it literally doesn't look like hair. It becomes like a different substance.
I could put some newspaper over your head and just do paper mache. on your
Yeah,
head.
I like that
whatever
yours
works.
is Boston.
Yeah, I can only do Boston.
I
Paper
love it.
mache.
Fuck, I can only do Boston. Yeah.
No,
but
she's
it's
amazing.
good.
She walks into the kitchen and she's like already touching my hair. Do you know what I mean? She's
Well,
like,
you've-
you know, I could give you extensions if you want extension. Like it's like right off the bat, and I'm like, yes, I love this.
Does she have the longest nails?
Yes, of course. Always nails.
I
like
love-
I
Is
got.
she openly racist too?
No,
Would have been so hot.
I know.
Can you tell her to work on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be like, can you say more bad shit? No, I'm obsessed with her. And it's so funny that my like tall blonde brother dates like tiny little Guidos.
But you
I
know
love
why?
it.
It usually is because usually I find that you want to fuck somebody that's like the opposite of you. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like usually like people with darker features are very sexually attracted to people with lighter features. And I think that's like a very fortunate mechanism in our brain that wants to diversify the gene pool.
Yes.
You know?
You ever look at like when I see another blonde guy, I'm like, what are you, my cousin? Like
Yeah,
I
it's
could
gross.
never make out.
Yeah. See, and when I was growing up, I was like obsessed with like surfer blonde. Like I was like, oh my God, blonde hair. I loved blonde hair because I'm like, sexualizing the oppressor is my love language.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, does he look like John Smith?
He's mine.
Yeah, I loved it. But I don't know. I feel like that makes so much more sense to me. Like when people do the creepiest shit is when somebody's dating somebody and you're like, God, you guys look so similar.
It's so gross.
I hate that.
Even worse is when I know girls and I'm like, dude, your boyfriend looks just like your fucking dad. And nobody's talking about that.
Okay, that's kind of hot. If it was your brother, it'd be like gross. But if your dad, I'm like, yeah, that checks that like
No.
tracks.
I
But,
could
like-
never find someone who looks like my dad other than a woman.
Yeah, your dad like has the hair of a woman.
Yeah.
He is like that curly.
Or a dog.
Like a really like a Westminster dog show dog
Like a
though.
poodle.
Like a really expensive dog.
Expensive little Dog.
Royal dog. Royal.
Do you feel like you date women who look like your mom?
No.
What does your mom look like?
She's got red hair, short, looks like me.
She sounds like Miranda from Sex and the City.
Yeah. Okay, Brady.
She looks, I guess, my face, but she's got just long red hair.
And you're not into redheads because of this?
No, I've never dated a redhead. I don't know if I'd be, like, it's not my thing. I think probably for that reason. But, like, I've seen girls with red hair and been like, oh, she's hot. It's not like Tori Piskin's hot. She has red hair.
Tori is hot.
Yeah.
Tori is very hot, and she has like giant, gorgeous, red, thick hair.
Her hair is out of this world.
I love it.
It's crazy.
Every time I see a picture, I'm like, oh,
the envy I have of her hair is just like, I feel like I look like I'm like balding compared to her. I'm like,
She's
literally
done
same. Her hair is like art. Like, once again, not to take it back to the MoMA, but she should really be in the MoMA.
do you know what she's like? She is full. She reminds me of Venus de Milo. Like, you remember like the lady on the shell?
On the shell.
Okay, shell lady. She's standing there covering her hoo-ha. And then she has like just like that like mermaid hair, that like flowing like hair.
Floating.
That's Tori.
Okay.
That's
Dude,
Tori
tough,
Piskin.
Tough bid for her that Ariel is black now. 'Cause she could have got like her mom for sure.
Oh
I
my
don't know what the
God.
backstory
Tori
is.
could play Ariel from Little Mermaid on like stage.
It is so dark that Liam just said. She
too
could
bad.
play her mom.
Isn't Ariel a child?
What the fuck are you talking about?
The Little Mermaid is a child.
The
right?
Little Mermaid is not a child. Have you seen The Little Mermaid?
The Little
don't think
Mermaid
I
is
have.
a hot late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, she's a
Then
tween.
she could have been her. I take it
Wait,
back.
I'm having a Vietnam flashback to this show I had last week. This girl, 22 years old, front row, looks up at me. She goes, "Oh my God, you look just like my mom." I said, "I'm putting a shotgun in my mouth tonight." I'm 5 years older than you. I look like your mom?
I really have become so okay. I haven't gotten any work done.
Wait, fuck.
yet.
Sorry. I didn't mean that. I thought that was going to be a nice
That was like the
compliment.
latest apology ever. I'm like, literally, what are you apologizing about? Like, you did it like 10 minutes after.
Sorry. Whatever.
Sorry. Oh God, what the fuck was I saying? I haven't gotten work done. I have not gotten work done yet. And I really want to underline that yet. Because I totally would do it. Not Madonna level. Let's not talk about Madonna level.
No, but I'll shoot my face up for sure.
Yes, I'll shoot it up. I'm like, give me them needles. But I get so, it's so kind of fucked up how youth is just such like the most
Wasted on the
precious.
young.
Oh, it's just the most precious commodity. We sound
Yeah.
like grandmothers now.
Yeah.
Youth is wasted on the young.
Wasted on the young.
If you're listening to this and not watching it, me and Gabby are both stirring chamomile tea.
Literally. And Liam's going into the sunken place. No, you know what? I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm realizing that people are younger than me. Does that make sense? Like, I
Dude.
see people on the street and I go, other than children, like children, but it was children and then me. And now I'm realizing there's younger me.
Okay, so I came to that realization about a year ago. How old are you?
28.
Okay, I'm 32, and that's why that I came to that realization about like a year and a half ago, where I would always assume I was younger than everybody.
Yeah.
And now it's like the pendulum has swung in like the opposite direction, where I assume that I'm older than every single human being. I'm like, well, I'm older than you.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm 35, and I'm like,
But I've lived more of a life.
yeah, or like and then I get so angry. Like, I met this girl was like 34 years old, and I assumed she was 26 because she looked great, and for a white woman too,
Which is
And
hard because we disintegrate.
It's tough, you know. We age like wet toilet paper, but
Yeah.
like I thought she was younger than me, and she was older than me, and she looked so beautiful, and then I just got angry because I
Yeah.
was like, I look older than you.
Yeah.
And I mean, whatever. It's just so like I think that kind of like youth is just like it's made to make us go crazy. Like that
Yes.
but the kind of like biological clock thing, I think that women are just so like viable when they're young, because it's like, you may produce others.
Yeah.
My seed must enter you, and there will be more of me, and I love that. Where, so that's like our value.
But to be clear, I love getting older, and I do think I'm the hottest I've ever been. Like, I would never want my 22-year-old face back. Like,
my
this
God,
is
bro.
better.
I feel
and this is better.
I am definitely significantly more attractive now.
You figure it out. In your late 20s, you go, oh, solve the puzzle.
But-
Got it. It's this, and it's a cat eye.
But that is only because we were awkward. Like, I actually do think I like technically I looked better. Like, my skin looked better. You know, I had like more elasticity, all that bullshit. But I didn't know what to do with it because I was just like, I don't know. I think like this cut of dress looks good. And then I'm like, why was I wearing a sack on my body for so long? Just because it like had like 1960s paisley patterns. And yeah.
The 1960s phase that every girl goes through is so toxic.
I know.
That's a thing?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is it toxic?
We want to be like, Woodstock.
Because it looks bad.
Yeah.
Because it looks bad every time.
Well, 'cause
Probably that's why it's
like
toxic.
the most basic way to look different. It's like the most basic.
That's the thing too. Is like when you're in your early 20s, you're trying so hard to wear these outfits and do these things to be like, I have a personality. And then you get a little older and you get a little tired and you go, the personality's coming out of my mouth and that's more than enough.
Wow, that is so accurate, Gabby.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
I'm not doing wacky things. I'm not going to crimp my hair anymore, even though I did curl it today. I'm not going to wear a crazy shoe.
I would dress like a borderline Krusty the Clown, like impersonator.
Shout out to him.
Just like, okay, smash your pass, Krusty.
Smash.
For you, smash pass. I know he's your type.
Yeah.
He's like fucked up alcoholic with like, but like also rich.
Smash. Yeah, I walked in here. I was like, I really feel like I'm dressed like Billie Eilish. Like, I'm not bringing it anymore. I'm wearing baggy clothes that I'm just swimming in.
That's cool.
That is very
is
cool.
cool.
That's no. You're actually very much trending though. You're actually trending, but
Definitely that jacket. Yeah.
yes,
I bought that in a hunting store in Pennsylvania.
so hot. But when I was younger, I dressed really like a costumed character.
Yes.
Because you really do want to display your personality just on you because you're not confident enough to actually express it with your verbal means. So you're like, I need to wear this band shirt. So somebody asked me like, you know.
Oh my God, band
So someone
shirts.
asked me about Black Flag and like, hopefully it's a hot boy. And I'm like, yeah. So do you like Rollins or like, are you more of like a Keith Morris? Like, yeah, Keith Morris for sure. But
That's
like,
literally what it is. It's like you're trying to prove to people that you have a brain on your clothing. Like, if I see a Metallica shirt, I swear to God, I'll kill you and then I'll kill myself. Like, I can't do that anymore. It's like, it's always because you want a boy to be like, oh, do you know what brand that is?
You like Cannibal Corpse?
And I'm like,
That's so sick.
Have you ever dated someone who turned out to be a massive Bon Jovi fan but had no idea and then figured it out?
No. I could sense it. I could smell it on people. Also, all Bon Jovi fans are middle-aged women.
Yeah.
So, and I don't really date them. Well, I grew up in the same town my whole life. So I grew up with the same people. So no one really gave a fuck. And a lot of the other band members lived in the same area. So it was just like kind of fun. No one really cared. And then I went to theater school and, theater kids don't give a shit about Bon Jovi. And then, I don't know. I've never met a hot guy who's like a fan of Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I can't. Like, that's like even youngish.
guess.
Like, that really isn't like the hottest guy that's a fan of Bon Jovi would have like salt and pepper hair. Like, would be like
It's
in
a
his
dad
50s.
or dad or a mom.
Like young, like, and that would be like young. That'd be like a young Bon Jovi fan would be like in their 50s.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's more like our parents' generation, 60s. Like, that's like that age group, I feel like. Is
I get more weird friendships, like people trying to be my friend because of it, which is so funny because I'm like, I'm a comedian.
I like
and
how
I'm
they're
not
like-
even like a famous
Because
comedian.
it's like you're not even a Nepo baby because there's no pool there.
I would. Fuck this. Okay, Nepo babies. There's all these Nepo babies. No
You're
one's
not- I don't think
offered
you're
me
one.
shit.
No, because
I would love to be a Nepo baby.
If you're a
Please.
musician, I think that yes, but because your field is comedy, and also I think it actually, comedy is one of those things where it's almost impossible to be a Nepo baby because comedy as well as athletics is really based upon skill.
You have to prove yourself.
You have to
yeah.
prove yourself as opposed to like acting and like music. It's like you can just make a song and people are like, you're a musician. It does not have to be good or bad. That is totally subjective.
Yep.
Same with acting. Like acting can be, okay, they're able to read and stand at the same time.
Yeah.
Like they can memorize lines and do that. So is that good or bad? Like it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Whereas like, comedy, it's like, are you funny? Especially with, and I'm talking stand up. If you're funny as a comedian, like you just can't, that's not really something that your mommy or daddy can talk to their agent about to reel you in.
And I would love if that happened. Let it be very clear. I would love some nepotism. I would love it. But we just don't play that game. One time someone was like, did your dad get you passed at the club that I work all the time? I go, in how? Literally how? He plays piano. Like, in what world does he have like ties to the comedy universe?
The only way it would work is if like literally a manager or a booker or owner of a comedy club would be like, I'm a huge John Bon Jovi fan. This girl's father is not him, but plays piano in his band.
Is in the band.
Maybe I could get concert tickets if I put her, which is like, this scenario doesn't exist. But it's the same with athletics, like comedy and athletics, like the fact that you can also be from like, lower middle class means or whatever, like you can have no money and then like it can change your life. You don't have to be
fail.
Oh yeah, you don't have to be attractive in any way, shape. You can look like a fucking billy goat, and if you like are incredibly skilled like on a court or with a microphone, then you're pretty good.
It's even better if you're uglier in stand up. I had a hard time in the beginning of stand up just being like a semi good looking girl on stage.
This is what I did.
People were like, shut up, you're not made for talking.
Yes, yeah, you're made for fucking.
You're made for fucking
exclusively.
And standing over there and looking good.
Yeah, listen, if my dick's not in you, the only thing I want coming out of your mouth is moaning, okay? All right?
So gross.
Yeah, I'm hot. No, but I had that, I'm not saying like, I hate also these like, of like, well, I identify because I'm also a hot girl. But
I have this all the time where everyone's like, dude, you're too hot to be doing stand-up. And I'm like, I know, man.
I know.
Dude, that's like...
You should be doing
dude,
shirtless.
your dick is too heavy for you to be up there, man.
You should be showing your body.
Dude, you should be in
way
a
more.
firehouse taking fucking calendar pictures. Just
So true.
take the shirt off, hold my axe. I'm like, I know. I still do. But I will do that later.
But I want to be respected for my brain.
When I first started doing comedy, I would deliberately dress down. Yep. I would like wear flannel and wear like shitty pants. Like I'd be like, I want to look like
no makeup.
Yeah, and like tie my hair back. Like I want to look like I'm about to assemble IKEA furniture before I like get on stage, which is not me. That's just like not who I am. And so when you're bringing something to stage that's inauthentic, it just doesn't translate at all. It's like I'm just the type of bitch who wears like dresses and skirts. That's always who I've been. And I negated that going into stand-up because it's such a boys club that I was like, well, if I dress like a 1970s prostitute, it's not really gonna fare well. But then I realized like, and this is really a perspective shift for me.
And it has changed. The industry's changed a lot.
100%. That is a big thing. But even prior to that, a big shift for me would be like, I'd felt like Sisyphus of like pushing a boulder up a hill. I'm like, they're gonna think I'm not funny right when I get on stage because of like the way I look and all of these things. And then I realized, oh, actually, they're not going to think I'm funny when I got on stage. So then when I am, they're going to be even more impressed. And that really was just a perspective change for me and turning what I thought was negative into like, what an incredible positive. Like when you get on stage, people they're like, oh, some guy who's the booker like has a crush on her and gave her the spot.
I wish some booker would have a crush on me so I could get even more spots. I want that to happen. I wish it was true what they thought. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
No, I had to work for this.
You know what's kind of nice is that people a lot of times assume that I grew up really wealthy. And I'm like, because I think it's the way I come across. And I'm like, damn, that's like a put down. Because I didn't at all. But I'm like, I wish I did so bad. It's like you being like, oh, I wish I was a Nepo baby. Like if it worked for me in any way, of course I would. And here's the thing, let's be clear. Whatever you have in your arsenal to use to further yourself and whatever your career is, if you're not capitalizing on that, you're an idiot. You're not like a manipulator. You're not like, be humble, don't do anything or have any desires or goals or aspirations.
No, that is such a lie. I literally was like, I never want anyone to know. I want to earned my stripes, you know, paid all my comedy dues, and I get to where I am now in comedy, which is great, by the way. I'm very happy where I am. I'm like, God damn it. I should have been a child star. I should have been a model right off the bat. I wish I never cared if people thought I was smart. I would be rich right now. I'd be rolling in it.
Yeah.
I'd be listening to this podcast. I wouldn't be here.
If you were just a singer-songwriter, like if you decided to just be, that would like help, you would be so much more advanced in that.
And I did music, but I was like, I can't because I never want anyone to think that I didn't get there, blah, blah, blah. I regret that so much.
You could have been Taylor Swift.
I literally could be Taylor Swift right now, but I wanted people to respect me for my brain. That's so annoying.
You know what's gross? People respect Taylor Swift for her brain.
That is gross.
Isn't
No, they
that
don't.
disgusting? No, there
Only
are people
children.
that no. Do you know the like fervent defenders of her? They're always like the most like annoying women that like get blacked out when they drink tequila, and they're like, no, she's actually writes all her own music. She's really smart. I'm like,
Why,
okay.
is she an idiot or something?
I don't know. I don't care. I think her music's bad, but don't come for me.
You're jealous.
I'm jealous of her, and that's why I'm saying this. I'm lashing out. No, I wish I was one of those insufferable women who's or men right now, though, Nepo babies who are like, I actually really worked hard. Like, no, you didn't. You just got it.
Oh, the worst is though. I've like friends of mine are Nepo babies, but just don't can't even turn it into anything. Like it's crazy.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, yo, you have every fucking opportunity in the book to be wildly famous, and you're such an asshole and untalented that you can't.
It's like if
nuts.
if they weren't a Nepo baby, they truly would be just homeless on the streets, asking for money.
Like 100%.
And then they're like, oh no, I just don't know how to do anything.
It's so insane that what was the one I recently read? Like Kaya Gerber is like,
what is she, Gerber baby?
no, she's Cindy Crawford's daughter.
Oh, she's so hot.
Yeah, looks just like.
Yeah.
Yes, but she's like, listen, if it were that easy to be a Nepo baby, there would be 100. And I'm like, there are.
Yeah, that's actually the numbers.
But just be like, yeah, it came easier to me.
Yeah, it looks
so
like
I'm
my
sorry.
mom.
I like to do it. It's
I
like a
just feel
family
like
business. It came easier.
Again, if you didn't take advantage of all the resources that you had, you're just a fool and an idiot.
Yeah.
You should. I mean, we all take advantage of the resources that we have. Like any resource that I have, I'm going to fully take advantage of. Now, did I have the opportunity through my parents? No, but guess what? I'm fucking born in this country. That's lucky. I'm a
America.
Born in the USA kicks in.
No, it's No, don't talk about Springsteen. He's a big rival of the Bon Jovi.
Fuck Springsteen, man.
No Bruce talk around me.
Yeah, dude. You don't want to see her when she gets angry. But
I just punch you.
Yeah, you don't turn into the Hulk.
I'm from New Jersey after all.
You just sock Liam. I just wish I don't know. I wish that there was more admittance to that, because I know what you're saying. And also there is the privilege. Look, we all are blessed with certain privileges, whether that be financially, your ethnicity, your race, your whatever it may be. And even just people that grew up really rich, it's dude, they're like, I'm not a Nepo baby because my parents are real estate moguls and not on TV. And it's if you grew up with millions of dollars, you have to really understand the opportunity that you had to really take bigger risks than a lot of people could not take because they did not have the financial means to really strike out. It's, if you can't strike out, then you're not taking bigger risks.
You're not scared of failure when you have people who will catch you when you fall. I remember going to theater school and I was so blessed to really I did a bunch of internships, unpaid internships, and my friends are fucking hustling as waitresses and waiters in restaurants, and I didn't have to do that. And that gave me more time to practice, more time to fucking learn lines, all this to succeed quicker. And it's all a matter of time.
Yeah. It's really time. And risk is if you have that privilege and benefit of being able to take risk, risk and success are completely joined. They are 100%. In symbiosis with one another, because you cannot be successful unless you've taken risks. What am I doing, a TED Talk?
Yeah.
I really feel like one of those people.
Okay, listeners are learning something.
The stress thing is a time thing too, though, because it's if you're rent's good either way.
Yeah.
You're spending less time fucking freaking out about that shit.
Oh my
too.
God, the stress that you go through for money.
Oh man,
it's
if I had the benefit, it's like, oh, also I really don't want to be like a woe is me, because I'm doing very well and I'm so happy, and I actually do feel so fucking privileged and so lucky. I feel like great.
You are awesome. You're just like the coolest girl online and in real life.
Oh my God.
And I'm obsessed with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
You too. Honestly, how many jokes are we gonna make? Liam, leave the room.
Liam,
Yeah.
really
I can,
quick.
every
so I can
episode.
respectfully eat Gabby's pussy. Not because I want
On
to fuck her.
camera.
Out of respect. I'm just like
Yeah.
I'm a mob boss. Instead of kissing your ring, I'm like out of respect for you and your family.
I'll be eating your fucking pussy. There is something so cool about, when I came up in comedy, there were absolutely 3 girls and they were all really mean to each other. It was a very different time, it was there were a few women and everyone was vicious because there's only a few spots. I still do shows where I'm the only woman on the lineup. It's actually fucking crazy.
I can't believe when that happens. Like if I do a show and it's a lineup of 7 people and only one of them is a woman, I am like, are you? You're gonna get canceled. Like you
No,
can't
but
do
they
this.
don't. It
Or it's
still
all like
happens.
white guys. I'm like, you can't.
Sounds like a funny lineup.
Jesus. Oh yeah,
Come
I can't
on.
wait to hear 6 different hot takes on what it's like to grow up in the suburbs. Wow, how's interesting.
How thrilling. But and it was so cool ultimately to get to a certain point where you're like meeting other women who are excited to meet you instead of coming up against that like competitive nature. Because all I wanted in this comedy world was girlfriends.
No,
I was like, where are the girls? Where are the girls? Where are the girls in cool outfits?
I would be like intimidated by girls like that were in comedy, because I would feel like, again, because I didn't look like fucking Rosie the Riveter. I'd be like, they're gonna just think I'm a
hate
charlatan.
Rosie the Riveter. If you have
Wow,
a
strong
t-shirt or a
stance.
poster of Rosie the Riveter on your person in your apartment, move away.
Who has that?
You
Yeah.
always see if you have the gall to spray paint Rosie the Riveter on a brick wall, literally kill yourself.
Okay, I
Who
feel
the
this.
fuck- I've never seen
No, but I
any of
feel
this shit.
no. See, to me,
You know, it's the girl who's like,
Yeah.
No,
like I get it. It was
like
a
a
big
diner,
thing, but
yeah.
it's over.
Yeah, but that's like at Ruby's Diner. Like it's like a 1950s diner. I don't see
care.
that. No. What I hate and what I equivocate to that is the Audrey Hepburn like outlines, like the like Andy
Or Marilyn
Warhol.
Monroe.
No, because that's like just like they bought it at IKEA because
Yeah.
they're like, I don't know, like I don't really have a personal connection to art, so like I'll just buy manufactured ones that were like made by slaves in Bangladesh.
Literally, the quotes of Marilyn Monroe shake me to my core.
I just saw a picture of her without any makeup on. Pretty gross.
That's a guy named Sean.
Guys, I think we have to wrap, unfortunately. I
No,
wish we
I'm having
could go
fun.
on. I know. I wish we got it for longer. But Gabby, what do you have coming up? What do you have to plug?
I'm Gabby Bryan. My Instagram is @GabbyIsBryan. I'm on TikTok and even Twitter, but I don't really use Twitter, but you could just check it out. I have a podcast called Le Podcast, L''podcast. That's available everywhere. That's with Zach Senior, who we mentioned earlier, who doesn't believe that I'm bi. I do shows.
support that.
Almost every night. I'm at the stand. I'm around town. It's all on my Instagram. I don't use my website. Don't even bother. And that's it, I guess.
That's great.
Oh, I have a sketch team called Text Me Back, and that's on Instagram too. And we do video sketches online. Never in person. I would never.
Oh my God. Imagine if you were an improv girl.
Fuck no.
You wouldn't be here.
Oh my God.
Thank you for joining us. You were
Yeah,
so
thank you.
so
That's
funny.
so much fun.
Great.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thanks for listening, everyone. Goodbye.
Oh.